And welcome everybody to the Daily Space Weather. As we do most days on our YouTube exclusive videos, we're going to start things out looking at magnetohydrodynamic pressure in the earthly geospace. Yeah, out to about 12 Earth diameters, there's magnetohydrodynamic pressure going on as plasma attempts to reach static equilibrium. It's Earth's magnetic moment from space. When a proton comes from the sun and it reaches this area known as the bow shock, it's got to make a decision. Will it bounce off the magnetic moment? Will it become a part of Earth's field-aligned currents? Anyway, at the moment, plasma is trying to reach static equilibrium in the earthly geospace. We did see an unexpected period of geomagnetic unrest. That's the last 4 hours of Earth's magnetic moment from space. But here's Earth's magnetic moment from the ground. Again, the last 4 hours, this one's scaled in nanotesla as opposed to nanopascals. Nanotesla. Those are very weak magnetic fields, by the way, if you're wondering, folks. Earth's magnetic moment from the ground expressed in geospace delta B changes to Earth's B field. Yes, it's earthly magnetism for the last 4 hours. Things are pretty chill at the moment, as shown here by the KP index, which has come back down to 2. KP2 is the planetary K index, a measurement of the average global geomagnetism. We saw this unexpected period of geomagnetic unrest last night. Let's see if we see a signal in the real-time solar wind. All we really saw was a small uptick in the solar wind speed around that moment. That was the main thing. I mean, we didn't even see a real solid negative BZ signal, which would be a red line down here. We didn't see any sort of big upticks in the density. Just a minor uptick in the speed and a little bit of a signal in the plasma temperature there are all that we saw associated with that brief period of geomagnetic unrest. Current conditions are about 487 kilometers per second for the solar wind speed. Solar wind density just under 6 protons per cubic centimeter. The rest of that is fairly unremarkable. Next, we'll look at the heliospheric current sheet. Earth has recently entered a South Pole current sheet, shown here in red, and exited a North Pole current sheet. Yeah, the plasma that comes out of the sun, it's oriented to one of the polar fields. Again, Earth now in a South Pole current sheet. We may be seeing some additional activity coming in the northern hemisphere. We'll keep you posted on it on the channel. Let's go to the GOES magnetometers. There are the measurements by the GOES 16 and GOES 17 from their geosynchronous near equatorial orbits. Low the past 3 days. That means over the past 3 days. I don't mean that the readings are low. They're pretty nominal there. And let's move on to the line of sight ecliptic plane field plot. A great visualization there of the shape of the heliospheric current sheet. Next, we'll move into the realm of coronal holes. So here is the coronal hole line of sight plot. We do see some well-defined South Pole-oriented coronal holes rotating in here. They are trans-equatorial, meaning they're crossing the solar equator as the south solar polar field migrates to the north, and vice versa. It's called a solar cycle, and it happens during each solar sunspot cycle. There is a solar polar field reversal that occurs. For you new viewers who are not aware of that, and here is the 193 angstroms wavelength, part of the extreme ultraviolet spectra shown by the SDO. It's quite good at showing coronal holes, and you can see these well-defined South Pole-oriented coronal holes just rotating into view here. We can expect a high-speed solar wind from those in about, I'll say, 5 days or so. And for you new viewers, coronal holes are the source of high-speed solar winds. So these are essentially what you would call a low-pressure zone. And when it comes to stars, low-pressure zones are so low that they blast protons, mainly hydrogen nuclei, but also helium nuclei, electrons, and other heavy elements. Yes, mass, massive matter, gas, diffuse gas being blown out into the solar system. Low-pressure zones on stars, like this yellow dwarf, are so low that mass actually blasts out into the greater solar system. That's what a coronal hole is. And let's move to sunspots. So we've got a new group just formed right in this area here. That's 2998. So we're going to have this one is going to be called 2999. I thought that would be called 2998 as of yesterday, but this one here just kind of spontaneously formed and got a name quite quickly. This new one down here will be Sunspot 2999. We also have new Sunspot 2997, got a name yesterday. And we do see some complexity happening here regarding Sunspot 2993 and 2994. So those could be fixing to flare. The likelihood of major flares, as you can see here, is quite high. And let's take some visual analysis here. Here's 1700 angstroms. And that was yesterday and today so far. So again, this one down here, this is going to be known as Sunspot 2999. Right there. And this new Sunspot 2998 formed right about here. You can just barely see it at the end there, spontaneously forming. By the way, take a moment to press like and subscribe. If you haven't seen our playlists, go check those out. Thanks, YouTube viewers, for tuning in and putting up with the pathetic censorship on the platform. I don't know what its problem is. Dear YouTube, we demand that you fix your software. In any case, we're a completely apolitical channel. I'm interested only in things that work. I am a pragmatist. And we've recently reached 2.5K subs, so yay. Also, welcome to the Neo-Renaissance. Please visit our links on our homepage. Support the channel that way. You can find many of our social media links there. You can find our Patreon and so on. You can still donate that way, although the best way to help us out is to become a member of the Smash team. You can find links there as well. There's a PayPal link. There's all kinds of links to our Twitter and so on. Welcome to the Neo-Renaissance. Congratulations on realizing that the channel exists. You've found our channel despite the greater efforts by various entities to hide facts, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, today's featured product is Mensa. Make Earth not suck again. It's up to you, not bureaucracies that can't even get out of their own way, much less make your decisions about various things. Mensa. Make Earth not suck again. It's up to you. It's personal responsibility, baby. And I want to see somebody with the leggings and the A-line dress. If you pick those up, make sure you send us photos. I want to see you out at the club wearing that, if you're willing to even go to the club. But in any case, again, Mensa, make Earth not suck again. We are apolitical on the channel. We are not swayed by anybody's nonsense. You can even send a greeting card if you like. By the way, if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. You're going to miss all kinds of exclusive retweets that we only put on Twitter. You can also find all of our videos thanks to Smash staff, and give Smash staff a raise by picking up some merch or becoming a member of the Smash team. Give Smash staff a raise. She is a partner in the business. She is also our IT department and our social media management. We already streamed one video live to Twitch. By the time you saw it, we would have streamed 2 videos live to Twitch, twitch.tv/smashamash. And again, the Smash team is the primary way to support the channel. We replaced Patreon with a superior website, and we built smashamash.com back in 2019 as a response to pathetic censorship on Facebook. By the way, we also called the dropping of the Facebook share price. I don't care if they call themselves Meta or Schmeta. The share price dropped. We predicted it. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? We've got a Facebook group and a Facebook page as well. So follow us wherever you do social media. Let us know in the comments what your favorite is. Let's move into the realm of flares. So we saw a long-duration C-class flare happening here. It's actually still kind of happening as we record the video. So that's something interesting going on. Has it caused any relativistic particle spikes? Well, not really. There's the GOES proton flux over the past 3 days. So a great wavelength to view solar flares is certainly 94 angstroms. And I think Sunspot 2994 may be fixing to produce some more flares here as we see some changes with its magnetic fields. In any case, the likelihood of major solar flares is quite high with this many sunspots, and some of them are quite magnetically complex. 94 angstroms, by the way, is ionized iron, one of the many ionized iron species that are emitting ultraviolet radiation from the chromosphere of the sun. And let's move on to a star chart. This is what's going on over Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Planetary pileup continues. Please give me back control of my browser. Planetary pileup continues. That's in-the-sky.org. Here's a solar system forecast. We're approaching a new moon in less than a week. Here's where things will be in a week. On May 1st. We'll close things out with coronagraph imagery. As the Earth orbits the Sun in this fashion, Stereo A chases the Earth from its location here at gravitational equilibrium point, Lagrange point 5. See, Lagrangian points are gravitational equilibrium points where a spacecraft can easily orbit that point and follow the Earth orbitally speaking. So you've got L1 in between the Sun and the Earth. That's where the SOHO-LASCO C3 is located. And we've depicted that over here on the right side. So from this perspective, Earth would be behind you. From Stereo A's perspective, Earth would be off to your right. That's for you new viewers out there. Congratulations on realizing that our channel exists. So yeah, Lagrangian points. There is one on the opposite side of the Sun as well. You could put a spacecraft there, and the spacecraft would just orbit this spot with very little use of fuel. And that's why we put objects at Lagrangian points, because we can put things way out in space and they can send us signals from a perspective not visible from Earth. Anyway, here are your coronagraphs. No coronal mass ejections to cover at the moment. And so we'll close out today's daily space weather video. Again, this has been a YouTube exclusive. Make sure you check us out in other locations. Please support the channel in whatever way you see fit, whether it's a like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks everybody who's been leaving comments. We've been seeing some much larger interaction on the YouTube videos lately, so that we appreciate. We read all of your comments, even if we are unable to respond to them all. In any case, thanks for tuning into the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. May that solar wind be at